A shocking confession, a sister in hiding, and a love triangle that refuses to die. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of April 7th through April 11th promise a storm of betrayal, heartbreak, and explosive sister drama, centered around none other than E.J. DiMera, Belle Black, and the one woman who never stays quiet for long. Sami Brady. Let's break down what's coming, and why it might be the most intense sibling showdown Salem has seen in years. The camera opens on EJ's hospital room, cold, sterile, humming with the quiet rhythm of machines keeping him alive. Tubes, monitors, blinking lights. E.J. DiMera lies still, unconscious, in a medically induced coma. Belle Black stands at his bedside. Her arms are stiff at her sides, her expression unreadable at first. She's been here before, countless times. But not like this. For weeks, she's managed to keep her distance. She told herself it was over, that what happened between them was a mistake. A lapse. Something she could bury and move on from. But the sight of him now, bruised, broken, barely holding on, cracks something inside her. Her breath catches. Her eyes well. The mask slips. Belle reaches for his hand, hesitant at first, then clutches it tightly. Her voice trembles as she starts to speak, her words slow and deliberate, like each one costs her something. You don't get to do this. Not to me. She pauses, struggling to keep control, but the dam has broken. The fear, the guilt, the longing, it all rushes out. You were right, EJ. I tried to fight it. I tried to stay away. But I couldn't. She swallows hard. There's no going back now. I love you. She says it quietly, like a confession and a surrender all at once. Not just attraction, not just comfort. This is real, messy, inconvenient, undeniable love. She leans in closer, her voice barely a whisper now. I never stopped, and for a moment, there's silence again, just Belle, alone with the truth she's run from for too long. Except she's not alone. Just outside the door, Sami Brady stops dead in her tracks. She came to the hospital with a head full of questions, worried about EJ, suspicious of everyone, and more than a little on edge. She wasn't expecting this. She wasn't supposed to hear that. Belle's voice filters through the cracked door, soft, emotional, intimate. Every word lands like a punch to the gut. Sami stands frozen, eyes wide, mouth slightly open as Belle pours her heart out to EJ, her EJ. The man Sami has fought for, cried over, loved and lost more times than she can count. And now her sister is in there, telling him the things Sami has wanted to hear herself. The shock lasts maybe 5 seconds. Then the rage hits. Hot, immediate, consuming. She clenches her fists. Her heart pounds. It's not just jealousy, it's betrayal. Deep, personal, ugly, because this isn't just anyone. This is Belle, her sister, her family, and this isn't just crossing a line. This is setting it on fire. Sami turns away from the door, her face a storm of fury. Her return to Salem was meant to bring answers, closure, maybe even a sliver of peace. But now it's war. This isn't new territory for the Brady sisters. E.J. DiMera has stood between them before, and the scars never fully healed. For fans who've been watching Days of Our Lives for years, the history is hard to forget. Sami and EJ's relationship was never simple. It was obsessive, volatile, magnetic. A mess of love, power plays, and emotional warfare. There was passion, but also manipulation. Betrayals stacked on top of betrayals. And at the darkest point, something that went far beyond betrayal. EJ didn't just break Sami's heart. He broke her trust in ways that left lasting damage. But she kept coming back. Because no matter how much they hurt each other, there was always something unfinished between them. Some twisted kind of gravity. Sami would swear him off, and then fall back in. Again and again. So now, standing outside that hospital room, hearing Belle, her sister, say the things she used to say? It's not just jealousy. It's devastation. Because to Sami, this isn't a new beginning. It's a familiar betrayal, playing out all over again. Belle's confession feels like a slap, like the past she fought so hard to move on from is now being handed off to someone who should have known better. And that someone is family. This moment drags up every buried resentment. Every time Belle acted like she was above Sami's choices, only to now fall for the same man. The same chaos. The same mistakes. It's not just about EJ anymore. It's about years of comparison, tension, and unspoken rivalry. And now, Belle's moment of honesty threatens to rewrite history, with Sami left on the outside, watching it all unfold. But this time, she may not let it. If Belle thinks she can quietly slip into Sami's past and carve out a future with EJ, she's about to learn just how far Sami will go to stop her. Back inside the room, Belle still thinks she's alone. The machines beep steadily in the background, a cruel reminder that time is slipping by, and EJ's fate is still uncertain. To Belle, this moment felt necessary. Like breathing after holding it in for too long. She never planned to fall for EJ. She didn't want to. He was supposed to be a mistake, one she could file away under bad judgment and move on from. But it didn't work that way. The more she tried to shut it down, the more real it became. And now, seeing him like this, vulnerable and silent, Belle finally stops pretending. She sits by the bed, takes his hand again, and holds it tightly. "I need you to come back," she whispers. "Because I need to tell you everything when you're awake. When you can look at me. This isn't about guilt. It's not about making things right. It's about the truth, finally spoken after too long spent hiding from it." She lets herself imagine it, just for a second, what it would be like if he wakes up. If they talk. If they try. If there's a second chance waiting on the other side of this nightmare. Belle feels lighter, even a little brave. She said the words. She made her peace with how she feels. But what she doesn't know, what she can't even begin to guess, is that outside that hospital room, a storm is building. One that's personal, emotional, dangerous. And it has a name. Sami. Belle exits EJ's hospital room, still processing everything she just said. She thinks the moment is behind her, private, cathartic, necessary. But just steps away, Sami is waiting. She's heard everything, and she's not calm. She's not collected. She's furious. Sami doesn't go into the room to sit by EJ's side or check on his condition. She steps in only for a few seconds, just long enough to see him and let her fury settle deeper. When she walks back out, it doesn't take long for the sisters to come face to face. The tension between them is immediate. Thick. Years of buried conflict now resurfacing in one long, burning stare. The confrontation erupts quickly, heated, personal, and one-sided at first. Sami comes in hard, hurling accusations. To her, this isn't a misunderstanding. It's betrayal. She sees Belle's confession not as vulnerability, but as calculated disloyalty. An intentional move on someone she should have been able to trust. Belle is stunned by the attack. She didn't expect this. She tries to stay composed, tries to explain, but the emotional intensity is overwhelming. There's no room for grace. No space for forgiveness. Sami isn't looking for apologies. She's looking for someone to blame. And in her eyes, Belle crossed an unforgivable line. The hallway, once quiet, now feels like a stage set for fallout. Nurses glance over. Doors crack open. But the sisters don't care. The damage has been done. And now, with years of history and resentment between them, things aren't just tense, they're about to get explosive. The dust may have settled for now, but nothing is truly over. EJ Demera lies unconscious, trapped in the stillness of a coma. Unaware, unresponsive, and completely oblivious to the chaos his condition has unleashed. Outside that hospital room, the real drama is unfolding. What started as a private confession has become a full-blown rupture between sisters. A single moment cracked open years of resentment, jealousy, and unresolved pain. Now, it's not just about love, it's about identity, history, and everything the Brady sisters never said out loud. For Sami, Belle's confession isn't just a romantic betrayal. It's a deep violation of loyalty, one that reopens old wounds she never fully healed from. In her mind, Belle has crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. For Belle, the moment was personal. Necessary. An unburdening of the truth she's carried quietly for too long. But her honesty comes with consequences she wasn't prepared to face, and now, she's in Sami's direct line of fire. Neither sister is backing down. And when EJ wakes up, if he wakes up, he won't just be recovering from a gunshot. He'll be walking into the heart of a family implosion. One where both women believe they have a claim to his loyalty, his future, and maybe even his love. Questions loom over every second that passes. Will Sami seek revenge, quietly and strategically, or loudly and destructively? Will Belle stand her ground for once and stop apologizing for wanting what she wants? And most of all, what happens when EJ has to choose between them? Because in Salem, when secrets come to light and bloodlines collide, there's no such thing as collateral damage. Only consequences. Stay tuned. This isn't just a love triangle. It's a slow burn explosion, and the fallout has only just begun.